Alright guys, so today I wanted to come on here and I wanted to show you how to trim your wigs, but we're going to be using something really cool to do this. So I have this thing here that I got off of Amazon. It's this really crazy, weird contraption, and it is meant to help you perfectly trim and kind of cut your wigs at home. So we're going to give this a try on a curly wig and a straight wig because I want to see how it works on both. So let's get into it. So there's a couple things that you're gonna need to do this. Obviously, you're gonna need one of these. I'll put the link down below for a couple different ones that they have on Amazon. You're also gonna wanna go ahead and have a pair of nice sharp scissors. I recommend hair cutting shears or craft scissors that work really well. You just want them to be nice and sharp because you are gonna be cutting through a lot of this hair. Another thing you're gonna also want is some thinning shears. I'll go ahead and put down below too. I have like a little set where you get a pair of scissors and you get shears together. So that's really kind of kills two birds with one stone. If this is something that you're into doing, I would go ahead and highly recommend just getting a little kit for yourself. You're also gonna need a heat tool of some kind. I highly recommend a heat comb because it's just gonna be really easy for us to go through the ends. We're gonna be sealing the ends with heat at the end of this whole thing. I'll show you guys how to do that. And then you're also gonna want some type of wig brush to go ahead and brush out any of the extra hair that is left after you're cutting so you don't have a bunch of flyaways and shedding. So I highly recommend making sure you have some really good detangling brush. I would recommend mine. You can get it right here, but there are also a ton out there that you can get from all over the place. All right, so I thought that we would go ahead and try this on a straight wig and a curly wig. I really wanted to see how well it works with both because there are challenges with either when you're cutting into them. I have my wig on a wig head. I would highly recommend having this on a wig head when you're doing this. You can do this on someone else, but it's gonna be really hard for you to do this if you bring the wig on yourself because you're not gonna be able to see what you're doing. So wig head, definitely kind of a must, I feel like, in this specific tutorial, but you probably could find a willing participant if you need to. When it comes to a wig, if it's a higher density wig too, something that I did notice when I was practicing with this was that I had to kind of section the hair into like 3 different sections. So when you're sectioning it, you want to go ahead and just do like lower, mid, and then the top if you feel like you can't get it all in here nice and evenly, because you don't want to try to cut too much hair and then it's all clumped together and then you don't get a nice even cut. All right, so I went ahead, like I said, and sectioned this off just because I know this is going to be a lot of hair. You're going to want to start at the bottom, that's your base, and then kind of work up in your layers. So I'm going to go ahead and just do it on this bottom layer right here to show you guys. You're going to go ahead, like I said, open this up. We want the curve, like it looks like a smiley face. We want this curve facing up this way. You're going to go ahead and attach it in right here. Close. So you just want it to be nice and flat. You just don't want it to be all bunched up and crazy looking. Lock it in place, and then you're going to take it and you just want to slide it down to where you're wanting to remove. So we're just going to be doing about 2 inches here just to kind of get rid of that dead frayed stuff at the end. So once I feel like I'm in a good spot, I'm just going to check and verify with my level that I have this nice and even. And when you're cutting it, you want to cut down here underneath, not above the hair. I'm gonna go ahead and just take my heat comb right here. I have it set to 300 and I'm just gonna run it through the ends of this wig just to kind of seal the ends of this hair. It just helps kind of keep it from fraying and running up, kind of like when you have split ends and your hair just starts to run up the shaft of the hair follicle. That same kind of concept happens with synthetic wigs as well. And I just like to take my scissors as a last little final touch just to kind of help blend the ends a little bit together so they're not so blunt. I'm going to take little sections of this hair and I'm just going to do a little twist, and then I take my scissors in like 2 spots and then just kind of go like that, and it just kind of helps blend it together here, thins it out just a tiny bit at the end so it's not so chunky and thick, especially if you cut a wig that had some tapering and now you've removed some of that tapering. So this will just kind of help with that a little bit, and it keeps it from having this like really straight line too. Finally, the last little thing you want to make sure you do anytime you're doing any cutting to your synthetic wigs, like I said earlier, just make sure you run that heat through it when you're all done, and that'll just kind of help seal those ends and make sure that nothing runs on you as you wear it. And as promised, I do want to test this out really quickly on a curly wig with you guys as well. So I grabbed the curliest girl I could find who needed some trimming here. Her ends are just really, really matted and ratted. And unfortunately with curly wigs, especially this kind of style, it's super, super hard to do anything other than cut them when they get like this. It seems like so far the hardest part is just getting it to be able to pull down to where you want to cut, just because you're trying to get through the curls. But once it gets in there, it's holding the wig and everything in place pretty well. So this is the first straight one that we did. I just wanted to show you guys, you know, further ways you can really see. And I think it did a really, really great job. It's really nice and even. I didn't have to do a whole lot of like fixing and going back and going a little shorter and then a little shorter and then like bringing it up. So that was kind of nice. It made it much, much faster that way. And let me throw on the curly one real quick so you guys can see that one as well. All right, and then this is my curly one, and she still looks super, super cute. She's really meant to kind of be all over the place anyway, but her ends feel so much nicer, and I really like her at this length too. It seems like much more manageable for me. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know if you've tried this product out before, or if there's another product like this that you guys have used. I love stuff like this because I really am not great at cutting hair, so anything that's gonna make my life easier, I'm all about.